Thank you very much for joining me on this Thursday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, getting right to it. Tropical storm Tammy, you see it there, flaring up. It did get better organized yesterday. What we were talking about together in the video yesterday, that is holding. The European and the American model have come into agreement. I want to show you that. I want to get into the winds. I want to get into the rain. I want to go island by island with some of the rain as this moves in. Zoom down with the wind field as well. Lots to cover, so let's go. Here we go. This is Tammy, and again, this will make its move very close or directly in to parts of the eastern and northeastern Caribbean, especially by later tomorrow into Saturday. So we are in action mode, and that means we are taking preparations for a tropical storm in some locations. Now, really anywhere from the British and U.S. Virgin Islands down through St. Vincent and the Grenadines over toward Barbados, including everywhere in between, Saba, St. Lucia, Montserrat, for example, St. Martin. Tropical storm conditions are possible. Now, what's going to happen as this moves in, this area is going to shrink down. It's not going to be exactly for all of us, but these are the locations that, as it stands now, need to prepare for tropical storm conditions moving in. So Dominica, we've had issues with rock slides the last week or 2 weeks. So again, a heads up, I'll show you the rain in a second. Now, here are the tropical models as it stands. They all shifted closer to the Caribbean the last few days. That's why I was mentioning it several days ago. The ones going out to sea were not right because the system was weaker, and this was going to drive it closer to the Caribbean. That's exactly what's going to happen. At the least, it is going to give us some tropical storm conditions, if not a lot of tropical storm conditions, as it kind of wobbles its way in our direction. Now, the concern will be the water temperatures. They're still running around 29 to 30 degrees Celsius, so mid-80s Fahrenheit. That could lead to some strengthening. I do expect this to get stronger. I'm on it for you. So if this gets stronger a little bit quicker, I will let you know right away. I got you covered on that, watching the strength very carefully. As it stands now, most of the models have this staying as a tropical storm. This is the green shading here, tropical storm conditions. These are the models, these squiggly lines. This is 24 hours out in time, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and you see again, most running through this green shading. Eventually down the road, this should become a hurricane, but that should become a hurricane north of the Caribbean. So let's hope that doesn't happen sooner. So here's that outlook. Bermuda, keeping an eye on Bermuda as we get down the road. This should, as it stands now, stay to the east, but we'll watch out for any shifts. Got you covered there. Right now we have the tropical storm watches that are up. They will be changed to warnings for anywhere from Barbados near Dominica up through St. Kitts and Nevis over toward Antigua, Barbuda, for example. And this will work in as a tropical storm and then eventually strengthen and make that curve. It should start to make more of a curve tomorrow. So I'll be watching out for signs of that, of course. Now, I'll start a little wider, and then I'm going to zoom down, and then I want to get into the rain totals. This is as we work our way into tomorrow morning. Tropical storm conditions. Now, this is basically the American and the European model combined because they're showing a similar thing now. So what we'll see here is still some scattered showers and storms, but Barbados tomorrow, better chance of rain. I believe this is going to be a little bit closer, but Antigua, Barbuda, Guadeloupe, Dominica, for example, a chance through Martinique, a higher chance of getting some heavier rain tomorrow night. This is 10 p.m. as we work our way into our Friday night. Gusty winds, I'll show you those in a second. And then it should make its curve, and as it does, Saturday morning, anywhere from Anguilla back through Antigua and Barbuda down through Guadeloupe, some gustier winds, watching over toward St. Martin for that, over toward St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, British, U.S. Virgin Islands. Most of this should be just to the east, but we're right on the edge, so I want to be ready for a tropical storm in the Virgin Islands. Puerto Rico, we're just in monitor mode, keeping an eye on this, and then by Sunday, this should be lifting to the north, but as it does, it kind of pulls in some of that moisture again. So even enhancing some of the rain back through Trinidad and Tobago, where we had some flooding yesterday. Again, I mentioned that active period in Trinidad, and that's what we have. So zooming in a little bit closer, let me bring you into tomorrow. Here is Puerto Rico, Saba, Statia, St. Bart's, for example, Antigua and Barbuda, Martinique, St. Lucia. Again, very close by. This could be a little bit closer, though. So again, some of the worst weather, tropical storm conditions tomorrow night, moving in Antigua and Barbuda down through near St. Lucia. If this shifts a little bit closer, that'll bring some stronger winds. And then kind of as we get into Saturday morning, this would be Saturday morning, that would bring some rain, Antigua, Barbuda, and the tropical storm conditions. Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bart's, pretty much the same thing, and then lifting to the north. So my friends in Puerto Rico, I am watching this for you very carefully. As it stands now, most of the action would be just to the east. So we are in monitor mode. Elsewhere, we're in action mode, getting ready for tropical storm conditions. Puerto Rico, it's still just watching this carefully. I'm watching it for you. So again, if this shifts closer, I'll let you know. If it gets stronger, I'll let you know right away. Now, as far as the winds go, here's the scale, kilometers an hour and miles per hour to get you covered either way, trying to cover everyone best I can. And you see the red showing up in this? Those are winds of about 110 kilometers an hour or 70 miles per hour. So there is a chance this strengthens over those warmer waters. And that's why, again, I want you prepared for a tropical storm, because with that said, if this moves closer, that would bring us some stronger winds. As we work our way into Friday night, gusty or winds near Antigua and Barbuda and Guadeloupe. Some of the winds will be roughly around 56 kilometers an hour to 80 kilometers an hour. Those will kind of be some of the gusts. We'll have some of the gusts that would be about 50 miles per hour, just what I was talking about yesterday, right on track. And then if this lifts up to the north, that would bring some gustier winds to Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Barts, St. Martin. By the time we get into, especially early on Saturday, just with that flow coming in out of the south, we could have some of the winds, again, roughly around gusting up to about 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour. So watching that, and then this would lift to the north. But there is a chance this shifts closer. Can't stress that enough, and that's what I'm going to be tracking throughout the day, watching everything going on in the environment. Now, as far as the probability of tropical storm force winds in Puerto Rico, as it stands now on the current heading, about a 10 to 20% chance of tropical storm force winds. That's why I mentioned we're just monitoring this at this point. As we, of course, get towards, say, Antigua and Barbuda, for example, the probability of tropical storm force winds is up to about 70%, so it is much higher. And I'll show you the forecast at the end of the video. So as far as the timing goes, earliest arrival of some tropical storm conditions in Barbados. That would be the earliest arrival would really be by tomorrow morning. And then as we get into later in the day in our northeastern sections of the Caribbean, later in the day on our Friday, but in particular Friday night into Saturday. Now, as far as the rain goes, this is the rain outlook over the next 3 days. So today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, we could see some scattered showers and storms again. U.S. British Virgin Islands, Spanish Virgin Islands, that's part of Puerto Rico as we get over toward Puerto Rico here. But this is the core of the rain here. So you could see, this is off my chart. Some of the rain totals would be 200, 250 millimeters. We're talking 6 to 12 inches of rain. That's out here over the water. But if that shifts closer, we would have huge issues with mudslides. But right now, the worst would be just off to the east. But still, look at this purple and white shading showing up as we get kind of clipping us by. That would be some of the rain, anywhere from about 75 millimeters to 100 millimeters plus, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain, isolated areas of flooding, and isolated mudslides. Watching out for those rock slides or the landslides. Zooming down closer, St. Lucia, this is how it's going to go. It's going to be a fine divide, so this is a good sample. Now, if it stays on the track right now, Grenada, not a whole lot. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, not a whole lot. St. Lucia could get a little bit. Barbados, more. So, and then you see that core that's offshore. So with this said, that's why I watch things island by island. All islands matter, big or small. I don't care if we have a ton of people or a few people. I'm watching it for you best I can. But if it just shifts a couple kilometers or a couple miles, that could draw in some of the really heavy rain, and then that could be more of an issue with some of the mudslides. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, it's kind of indirect effects. This is going to stay to the north and east and just kind of lift up to the north, but it will draw in some moisture. So you see some of the purple showing up here. We could get an additional 50 to 75 millimeters of rain, 2 to 3 inches of rain, just scattered about. But that's an issue in Trinidad because we had some flooding yesterday. It's been an active period. Now, the broader picture, we have this front here. I've been tracking that for you, how this front and another one back here, you see that there? This is what I've been showing you for about a week. These fronts are going to help to draw it a little bit more up toward the northwest as we get down the road. So that should help it make its curve. But again, such a fine line. This out here, that is Norma. I want to get into that in a second. On the eastern Pacific side, Honduras still some rain. Nicaragua still some rain. Watching out for the flood potential. Costa Rica and Panama, I was highlighting that yesterday. Scattered showers possible. Haiti, Jamaica, even a few around this morning. I've been watching that. So here's the broader picture to show you Central America and then back through the Cayman Islands and Jamaica. Again, seeing some heavier rain here. Of course, I covered that, more on that in a second, that being Tammy. But you see Cuba, Bahamas, scattered showers with an old front here, and then down through Costa Rica, Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras tomorrow. Still the potential of flooding in Central America. This is a much higher chance of rain than we've had. Venezuela, Colombia, a few showers and storms. ABC Islands, rain chance goes up slightly, not a lot, but up slightly. We could see a few showers trying to brush us by. And then as we get into a Saturday, of course, watching this, again, this could be a little bit closer. So that's what I'm on top of for you. But over here, look at that surge of rain that we're going to have in Central America. Spotty showers and storms. The Dominican Republic will have some of those scattered storms around. Now, as we get into the eastern Pacific side, look at this. This is a major hurricane, Norma, really getting better organized. Now, it's going to start to stall as it lifts to the north. As it does, it's going to enter some cooler water and churn up some cooler water. That should help some weakening down the road. This is kind of a weird system, how it really slows down by Cabo San Lucas. So I'll be watching this lifting up to the north. This is by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon. Some tropical storm conditions later in the day tomorrow. Southern Baja California, Gulf of California will be rocking with a bit of a surge, and then it just kind of sits there as we get into tomorrow night. Tropical storm conditions, Cabo San Lucas, and again there'll be some weakening, and then it should shift inland, and we'll be hopefully it does do this and weaken, but still that flood potential as we get into parts of Mexico. So watching that, and then as it moves inland on Saturday, just taking it out in time, some of this moisture could find its way into parts of New Mexico and Texas. So heads up in Texas, not in a bad way. We need to get some rain in Texas. Some of the moisture from Norma may eventually find our way. So getting into those rain chances, again, going way up, especially later in the day. Tomorrow in Barbados, cover that. Could see some gusty winds, and it doesn't look like it's going to be Barbados all day type of thing or kind of a huge duration of time. It's going to be more scattered with some rain and storms. St. Lucia, as I showed you in those rain totals, that's the thing. On the edge of the heavy rain. It could stay just to the east. I'm going to watch out for any wobbles in this system. So got you covered in St. Lucia. Trinidad and Tobago, higher rain chance today. Scattered showers and storms that could add to the flood potential. Grenada, you see how the rain chance actually drops off. I was showing you that. The rain chance in the rain total is very low actually by the time we get into tomorrow. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, just keeping an eye on how close this gets. Most of it should be just to the east of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Watching that rain chance, of course, some squally weather possible in Martinique. By squally, I mean you get nothing, and then you could get some rain with some gustier winds. Dominica, watching out for the potential of mudslides if this shifts closer, okay? So we've had some issues in Dominica throughout the season. If this moves in with some heavier rain, that could lead to more of those rock slides. Guadeloupe, of course, that rain chance, as I showed you, getting higher. A 50% chance now of showers and storms scattered about Friday and Saturday. Right now, this stays to the east of Puerto Rico, but not holding my breath on that. I'm going to watch out throughout the day to see if the fronts kind of slow down and drive this a little bit closer. Scattered showers and storms Friday, Saturday. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, we are right on the edge of the system. Antigua and Barbuda tomorrow night, and Saturday in particular, that's when we could have tropical storm conditions moving in. St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat on the edge of it. Rain chance higher as we work our way into Saturday. We could get some of those rain bands that at times could give us some tropical storm conditions. Anguilla, rain chance going up on Saturday. That's when we would have tropical storm conditions as we work our way into St. Martin, Saba and Statia. Saturday, again, we're going to be on the edge of things, but tropical storm conditions possible on Saturday. Haiti, this would be isolated showers and storms the next 2 days. Of course, if you're not getting rain, it is super hot. Dominican Republic, scattered showers and storms the next few days. Some of those could be strong. Jamaica, rain chance bumps up a little bit, not related to Tammy. A 50% chance on Saturday. We already have some of the rain nearby the Cayman Islands this morning, staying active the next couple of days in the Cayman Islands, but again, Tammy not headed into our direction. Bermuda, dry, and then wet. We have the fronts, and then I'll keep an eye on Tammy, but again, we're going to see a series of fronts moving in. So Bermuda, the rain chance is going way up there. As far as the rain chance goes in Belize, very isolated at this point. Most of it's been just to the south. Yucatan, same thing. I showed you Honduras, Nicaragua. Keep an eye on El Salvador, Guatemala for that chance of rain down through Costa Rica and Panama. 40% chance of scattered showers and storms in the Bahamas. 20 to 30% chance the next few days in the Turks and Caicos. 40% chance in Cuba today. Friday, 30% chance tomorrow and Saturday, 20% chance in Aruba. We may see Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. We may see a few of the showers try to kind of clip us by, try to work in. Here's Curacao. I think I skipped by that a little bit too quickly. Costa Rica, of course, that high chance of rain. Watching out for some of that flooding that will be around. 30 to 40% chance in northern Venezuela the next few days. A 40% chance in Guyana. Guyana and Suriname, we've had some rain around. Higher chance today in parts of Suriname. Not for all of us, but we need to get some of this in here. So, Tropical Storm Tammy bringing rain and some gusty winds starting late tomorrow into Saturday. So again, if you've been watching these videos, you've been on top of it, please share this information too to get out some of the right information. I appreciate you doing that. Monitoring the track shift. So again, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, I'm keeping an eye on any shifts in the track. St. Lucia, Dominica to see if it brings in some of that heavier rain, but mudslides and flooding isolated as of now will be a possibility. So I'm going to watch out for the trends throughout the day, but the forecast we have been talking about holds, which is a good thing. That's my goal, to give you that early heads up. So again, thank you for sharing this channel. I'll try to go throughout the comments throughout the day, get the word out about Tammy. Be safe and have a good rest of your day.